Hey, you guys, and welcome to the new American culture. Now, those of you who've been following along, you know that I've had this channel for a while now, maybe some years, and I've put my foot in it and tried to see what it was, but it never really felt like it was the right time until this very moment. And you know why? Because I'm upset. Let me explain something to you. So, like I said, God had given me like the vision and what I was going to do. Basically, Alicia, you're going to help people along their way. And as time went on and the more prophetic I became, the more I could see into the spirit. I thought that was it. Just basically giving life advice about you and how to see God. But no, God has really put me in the forefront. He's saying, no, Alicia, you're going to talk about what's really going on day to day, what it is like to actually go through an awakening and wake up in real time. And so we start today. Today, you guys, I am stressed out. The title of this video is If God is Telling You to Not Pay Rent This Month, this video is for you. And that's what he did to me. Now, you guys, I'm in a very expensive place. We're talking thousands of dollars. I'm not bragging, it just is. And to go month to month, they're adding at least 500 and something dollars more. Now, my lease was up on the 17th of June, and I went ahead and paid the 200 and something extra dollars for the extra 2 weeks, like $100, 125 extra dollars a week, basically. I went ahead and I paid that full well, hoping and praying and thinking God was going to open a door before this month's rent came. And I even prayed. I asked God, can you pay this? It's not that I don't have the resources to do it, but I just knew in my head by faith, God said he was paying the rent this month and I would not need to do that. Do not sign that lease. And here we are on July 5th, the day that I have to pay the rent or sign the lease. And where is the Lord? And this is a real thing that's taking place, you guys. It's probably happening with you. He's done told you to do this. You've done all this stuff. You canceled out. You sacrificed. You have done all of the things, Jesus. Where are you? And so it's like, what do I do? I can't. I went online to go ahead and pay the rent, and the lease that was there isn't there anymore. So there's no lease to sign. And now I'm left with damn near $2,600 worth of rent to pay today, which I'm not doing. Like, there's no way, God. I didn't work to be able to do that. So it's like, where are you at? Now, don't get me wrong. The Lord has already told me to open up different avenues. I've already got a GoFundMe to help me move. He didn't tell me to put that champion that. He just said, put it there. I did that. I'm already working on a fantastic art piece that's a commission that I haven't gotten paid for. I'm doing all of the stuff. But didn't God know that my rent was due today? And so I went and I checked, and they have this thing called flex payments, where basically they're going to take out the $2,000 that I paid regardless for the rent this month, and the extra 500 will be due at the end of the month. And even if I was to go in there and sign a lease, they're going to make me pay for some month to month crap for these 3 days that I've been here. I'm going to end up having to pay them an extra $125. So it's like, what am I supposed to do? And so I heard the Lord tell me, he said, Alicia, I want you to use the resources that are available to you. I want you to stop thinking about next week, next month, next year, what's available to you now to go ahead and get this done. You're perfectly okay with paying the $2,000 for the rent this month. You don't want to pay a month to month fee. I still have time to pay that for you. And so I went ahead and I'm in the process. I'm actually going to go for a walk, you guys. I'm going to go down to the smoke shop, get me a little bit of that fake THC and sit outside and just have myself a nice time without shame, without guilt, without thinking that I'm removing myself from the Lord. And I'm just, because I want to chill out. Because after this day, you guys, I'm going to rest. And I'm not going to rest based off of coping mechanisms or anything else. I'm just going to do what Alicia wants to do, and I'm going to chill out. Because like I said, God told me to go ahead, do the flex thing. I'm giving that pushes the extra fee, the month to month fee back to the end of the month. But now it puts me in the space of I owe. I am now in debt to rent. I'm in debt, Jesus. Didn't you say you're an abundant God and I've got to go into debt for this? And then the idea to come out here and just talk to you guys came. to just be honest, to just say, this is what it looks like when you have gone through the spiritual awakening and now you're walking by faith. Because it's like, it would, God knew. He, I will cut a person off real quick. I will leave this situation, do all that other stuff, but my money, Jesus, why are you trying to separate me from that? And so, like I said, the resource that I have available to me now is to do the flex rent, to go ahead and pay the $2,000, let the $500 go back to the end of the month, and then just go back to leaning on the Lord. Because again, He told me, do not sign this lease, that I have so much better for you. And even when I was looking for places to move, when I, before this, and I thought I needed to move, I was finding apartments for like $1,200 a month over there closer to my job. And one other thing happened is they actually cut my hours down at work. So I went from getting overtime to getting less than full time, still needing to work the same amount of days and having to pay to go over there because, you guys, I Uber. And so I'm now working 36 hours in 4 days when I could work 36 hours in three. So essentially I'm working a free day and paying to go over there and paying more for the rent because they raised the rent and paying extra. And it's like, okay, God, what are you trying to do here? And so this is the core of the video, you guys. If God is telling you to not pay your rent this month, it is because He has better for you and He is going to give it back to you. If He is telling you to go into debt, the only way to undo debt is to give more. And I ain't got no money to give you. He wanted me to give you my time, He wanted you to give He wanted me to give you guys me. He said, Alicia, go out there and give them the story that I have placed in you to give them. And I'm going to give you a new one every single day. So if you go to work for me, when you go to work for me, because you are going to work for me, you will see payment for this. And so there are a lot of us out there where God is moving you. And right now, you're not really feeling the effects of it physically. I haven't felt the physical effects of not making so much at work. I haven't felt the physical effects of having to pay extra rent. I haven't felt it. It's just all stuff that I have to do, that the one that was living worldly and on my plan wouldn't be doing this right now. I'd be living in a much cheaper apartment, probably closer to my job, and none of this would have mattered. And I would still be going into La La Land. But I chose not to go into La La Land. I chose to follow God, which seems like La La Land. And now it seems as though I have, I can't mentally or financially afford to keep up an extra almost $1,000 extra a month in rent, Lord. Can't do it. And so now He's going to have to elevate me from this position. Now I'm going to continue to give of myself every day in the meantime, but it's going to have to be the Lord that pays this bill. And so, yeah, like I said, you guys, if He's asking you not to pay the rent right now, not to sign that new lease, you have to have the trust and the faith that there is something better. He doesn't want me to be tied here. And I want you to look in this moment and realize that not much has changed, not much at all. He knows that you need the resources. He knows what you're doing. Use what you have available to buy yourself some time and some space. And even in this instance, going into a little bit of debt might be making room for God to show up and wipe all of that clean, because we're clearly in the days of restoration. So yeah, you guys, I will be back often to talk to you about what's going on. I have a little bit else to say when I get back from the outdoors, just about all the different people and circumstances that I've had to cut out of my life. But yeah, He wants me from here on out, and this is what I'm going to do from here on out, day to day, you guys. This is what the Lord is doing in my life. He might be doing the same to you. And because I do have such great insight and to be able to look into the moments and see what God is doing, I'm going to share that with you. I know that God still has better for me. I know that He is breaking my tied to finances and saying just use what you have available to get what you need to get done. Don't worry about the logistics or anything else. I've literally made this stuff difficult for you to do so that you can see me, the Lord, do it. So, yeah, He is making things difficult for you to do so that when God shows up, you can say, look at glory be to God. It happened, you guys. He paid my rent. Have a blessed day, you guys.